Heritage Auctions is proud to offer a stunning presentation copy of Ernest Hemingway's first book, 3 Stories and 10 Poems, inscribed by him to the editors of the Little Review, who published his first prose work. Published in Paris in 1923 by Contact Publishing, this is the first and only edition of Hemingway's first book, one of only 300 copies printed. The slim 58-page volume in the original grayish-blue wrappers was printed at Dijon by the same man who printed James Joyce's Ulysses. The top edges of 3 leaves, including the title leaf, remain unopened. There is some toning to the backstrip and along the edges, and there is wear to the head of the spine, with loss of paper measuring approximately 1/2 inch. There is a small white spot to the rear wrapper. Overall, this is a beautiful copy of a delicate book in near fine condition. In 1923, Ernest Hemingway was a 23-year-old unpublished writer living in Paris, working as a journalist. That year, he met Margaret Anderson and Jane Heap, or J.H. as she was known professionally, the 2 radical American co-editors of the Little Review, one of the most popular and influential of the so-called little magazines. The author's warm inscription to the 2 women who published one of the most important little magazines of the modernist age reads, "For J.H. and Margaret Anderson, with love, from Hemingway." After Hemingway read the 2 women portfolios of his work at a small dinner party at his home, Anderson and Heap immediately and enthusiastically offered to publish his short prose vignettes. The same year that Hemingway's pieces, collectively titled In Our Time, appeared in the Little Review, Contact Editions brought out his first book, a slim volume titled 3 Stories and 10 Poems. Publisher Robert McCammon allowed Hemingway 4 author's copies, which he picked up from Sylvia Beach at her bookshop, Shakespeare and Company, just before he left Paris for a newspaper job in Toronto. One of these copies was inscribed by Hemingway to Miss Beach that day, and it seems likely that another of these author's copies is the one he inscribed to Anderson and Heap, the 2 women who had published his first work and helped to launch what would be a great literary career. It is this presentation copy, inscribed by Ernest Hemingway to the 2 women who helmed one of the most important literary magazines of the modernist age, that Heritage Auctions is proud to offer in our rare books auction scheduled for February 8, 2012 in Beverly Hills. The first edition of Hemingway's first book, which is one of only 300 copies printed, is collectible even when not signed. But this copy, not only signed by Hemingway, but also inscribed by him to Margaret Anderson and Jane Heap, the only copy of any book that we know inscribed to both women, is an incredible association item. This is the first time this extraordinary presentation copy has been offered for sale.